Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro League. Benson, joined this evening by the wonderful Maven from sunny California.
How are you, bud?
I'm doing good.
On my face, I need quite a bit more sun.
Dude, we should just like green screen you and just pretend that you're right next to me right now. I think that would be the most.
I know, it'd be beautiful. We'd be two pill Europeans casting Call of Duty together in New York City.
You're not European, Maeve.
I might as well be.
Okay, well, anyway, kicking things up this evening at 6 p.m., of course, is Denal versus Team Elevate.
Right.
Overall storylines between these two teams, of course, Denal unbeaten. Elevate looking pretty good after making some roster changes. Now, Maven, you were the only caster to predict Elevate to pick up the win here. What was going through your mind?
Honestly, I said this last week, and I'll say it every time. I really want to beat you guys, and I am not going to take the same teams as you, especially when you and Matt pick the same things every single week. It disgusts me internally. Okay. I'm going to pick against you, and I'm going to win.
Currently you are down by 2, so clearly that strategy working out pretty nicely for you there, mate. So
hey, it's going to work out. In the end, if you go against Mr. X 9 out of 10 times, you're going to win.
You know, I like that. I do. Your predictions of the evening, definitely interesting. We'll touch on that as the evening goes on. But Elevate off to a pretty decent start here in Hardpoint Retreat. On board with Saints on my screen as he looks to try and break into the hardpoint. There's 2 kills with that bow. With 5 seconds left there, rather than just jumping up, picking up that scrap time, looking to set up top. See if he can cut off any of those Denial players. And honestly, looking very strong right now is Elevate.
Yeah, they're looking big. One guy I expect to go off tonight. I really like him for a big game out of Slack. We haven't really seen him, well, on land since, what, X Games, where I thought he was arguably the best player there. He played out of his mind, looked so good. And that was after, I think, a 2 or 3 month period where we didn't get to see him play a whole lot. So I think he's going to really start coming alive, and he's doing it tonight. And that is why I took Elevate in, as they're going to take this series.
You seem pretty confident about that. You do.
I'm feeling great. They're already up 20 points, Ben. 90 seconds in, they're looking strong. Saints 7-5, Slack 7-4, Classic 8-6. Everyone getting it done right now for the squad.
Now, one thing which has really intrigued me going into Season 3, of course, is the addition to Vulcan. Of course, Fantasy, Call of Duty, you can kind of draft yourself a team each evening. And looking at some of the picks in this game, both myself and Mr. X going head-to-head for this evening, we both have 3 players. Matt has Hook and Temp for Denal and Classic for Elevate. I have Saints and Apathy for Elevate and Temp for Denal. Now, in terms of your fantasy knowledge, Maeve, who is looking better in this series?
Honestly, those both seem pretty good. I like both sides of that. I think I'm going to go with you. You were what? I'm sorry, you were Saints, Apathy, and Temp.
Yes.
I'm going with you. I'm going with you in this one, Ben.
Thank you. You made me feel.
Out to a slow start, but as we know, one of the best players in Call of Duty, and I expect to get huge numbers out of him. I haven't actually set up my Vulcan account or got rolling yet, so you two a little bit ahead of me. I promise that tonight or tomorrow I'll get it rolling.
I look forward to beating you in another source. That's going to be good.
That won't happen because we will not be betting.
Well, if we were, I'd beat you with that too. But anyway, it's current score, 59-43, just as it ticks over to 60 points. Relatively close map number 1 here, Hardpoint Retreat. As looking at Classic at the back of the map, not able to pick up that kill with his bow, but may just try and go for that challenge. A couple of seconds left, and the big fight now for the spawns is going to go down. Speaking of the next hardpoint now, who is it going to be? It's Hook. He falls. Big kill from Saints. Currently leads the lobby 11 and 12 for his team. Looking over at replays though, who, to be honest, has had a pretty strong start. Hook, though, massively underperforming here, maybe at 5 and 13 in the early part of this game.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. It was game 1 of the Pro League, or day number 2. It was when I was casting with Matt. I think it was that first night, and he had a couple games where he was going like double negative. We just don't see that a lot out of him, and I know it's online. Obviously, you're not going to have the consistency that you do land, but he's had a couple of these slow starts. I expect him to get it rolling, though, as the series goes on. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was a game 1 hardpoint. He really struggled, but bounced back in the rest of the series.
Really? Okay. In terms of hosting, a couple of people curious, and this actually ties into this conversation we're just having. Denal going to host map 1 and 4 this evening. Elevate, of course, 2, 3, and 5. Banned hosts Hook and Saints. So Hook's kind of been targeted there, and I mean, obviously he's not a host player by any means. We've seen him play good well.
I'm pretty sure that day 1 he was also one of the banned hosts. So
really,
these guys know that he can really go off with the right connection. He can really put up huge numbers. And that's not calling him an online player whatsoever. I mean, obviously you've seen him do it on land, but he can be so dominant.
Replays still at the top of the team there for Denal, 18 and 14. I'm going to be on board with him as he jumps up, locks down that stairway. Denal really kind of coming into full effect here at 94 and 75. Building themselves a lead. It has been Elevate with the lead for the majority of the first rotations and hard points. Finally, Denal kind of clicking in the last couple. Classic's going to jump in the hill with his bow. He's going to fall over to Apathy now on your screen. He looks as if he's going to try and make a play. He drops. Saints really last man alive on that hard point, currently at 16 and 19. He's going to drop as well. Massive contention going on right here, mate.
Yeah, I was actually watching Hugh for that bit to see what his struggles were, and it looks like he started to take it off. He got a three-piece there at the top before he was finally taken out, but you do see trying to climb back in. It was an early lead we did see for Elevate. Now Denal starting to get rolling here. They've got a 20-point advantage as we're kicking it into the second side. And for Denal, who's really leading the way, it's been predominantly, like you talked about, replays, but look at Slasher. 4 caps, 23 and 17 he is right now, coming off the spawn. I'm watching him, and he's going to fall in the mid-hard point. But I think this will be one that's pretty back and forth. You haven't really seen a lead beyond, what, 20, 30 points?
Yeah.
This one's going to come down the wire, man. This is one, I mean, obviously when we're making our picks, we're just picking a team, not talking about the distance it'll go. But Game 5, first game of the night, I'm calling it.
I really hope so, because these are two teams that kind of look similar tier. You know, we talk about tiers all the time as, you know, up to gaming tier 1, FaZe, Denal, Elevate, you know, Envy potentially in that tier 2. But when these kind of Titan teams go up against each other, you're always in for a thrilling game. And, you know, for it to be first game of the night is always a good one. And also a Scuff showdown as well. We have a $100 gift card to give away for you guys at some point during this game. We'll keep you informed on exactly how you can win that later on in the series. As Maven said, though, we kind of fully expect this one to go the distance. Has Game 5 written all over it. Saints, he's picking things up at 21 and 24, leading the charge here for Elevate, despite themselves being down just 15 points. Apathy on your screen, trying to break over towards total hardpoint, and unable to do so. Hook, 21 and 22, massively stepped things up from that first rotation, mate.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as we started talking about it, I was watching it, and he started to get the ball rolling. But yeah, I'm just trying to think through. I've casted 2 nights now. I don't think I've casted a 3-0 yet. Every single series I've done has gone 4. I've had a ton of Game 5s, a ton of round of 11s. I mean, so far, at least the nights I've had, there's been phenomenal matches. I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a single 3-0 yet then for me.
Oh, well, sounds like Christopher Puckett. He had, I think it was 3 Game 5s in a row, so that's...
When was that?
Fun. It was, I believe, him and, I think it was Matt casting. And he came into the office the next day, he was like, dude, I got home at 1 AM. I was like, yeah, well, sucks to suck, huh?
I'm all about that West Coast life now. To get home at 8.
Yeah, that's drastically unfair. That is...
and by the way, the math I did there was horrible. That'd be 10 o'clock.
Well, no one knows, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, back to the game. 152 to 128. Denal still leading the way, and it's still Replays sitting at the top. Of course, you are drafting players. You know, it makes sense to draft a player like Replays, currently with 9 caps, 3 defends, a 5,825 score. That is absolutely massive performance from him so far.
Well, with a little bit of time left, just 2 minutes. Elevate trailing by 15. I'm calling the Elevate win here in Game 1. I believe you said this is going to be, what was Donald Toast, 1 and 3?
Yes, no, 1 and 4.
1 and 4, okay. So this would be a big steal here for Elevate if they're able to take this one. It was Apathy who started pretty slow early. He's starting to bring it back now, 23 and 30 with 10 caps. Saints really getting on the action. He's got 14 caps to go with. I'm gonna watch Saints now as he's gonna be wrapping around the back. He should be able to catch one with the hip fire there. Pushes in bottom bench, can't find him. Finally gonna be able to turn and burn and pick up that as well. He has a 3rd there. That's gonna be 3 for Saints before he finally falls. Despite that, time just racking up for now right now. Yep,
so much time is Classic on your screen. He's gonna drop 169 or 148, 30 seconds up in the hill. Apathy jumps in, there's one, can he find the second? Dashes to the left-hand side, not getting any bullets connected just yet. No one on the hill either. Teammate trying to charge through, but with 24 seconds left, he has to be thinking about that rotation, and Apathy's gonna fall. Temp with the big 2-piece there. Currently extends his streak to 4, but again, thinking about those spawns, the scrap time is big here for them now, because it will give them a bit of a lead. 12 seconds of time, and Temp desperately gonna challenge for it. Unfortunately, does drop. Now those spawners, it's gonna be the blue arrows, it's gonna be Elevate, and looking in a great position here, Maven, to try and chunk away at that lead going into the final hard point.
Yeah, I was hoping for Elevate's sake they'd be within kind of that 10 to 20 point striking distance, but Denal doing a really good job. They pushed the lead out to 40 plus points there, really. All of this time, they pretty much have to control the entire hill here to come back. They have it right now. It's Elevate pushing up the back. Replay's pushing up the back steps. He's able to get 2 before he's finally going to fall. So far, they have to close down. They're only trailing by 20 now, Ben, but they don't have that much time left here.
Saints on your screen. He's going to drop Apathy. Last man on the hard point. Managed to pick up the kill. Down by 18, 22 seconds left. That really sets the tone. Only a couple of seconds of contention here from Denal will win them the game. And there's going to be multiple seconds, I think, and that should actually be game. I was curious to see if Apathy was going to go for a challenge, but it was Saints who killed Apathy with the grenade. That could ultimately end up being so costly throughout the whole series, but Replays, a phenomenal performance from him and Denial as he drops 40 kills in map number 1, Maeve.
Yeah, and I think that was Temp that came in the back, able to get 2 kills and really bust into that final hard point. Like you said, they were in a position where all they really had to do was contest just a couple of seconds there. Able to close it out. Not looking good for my prediction this far, but I have faith now.
I mean, a very close map number 1. It was a thrilling watch, and you can see that the boys on Denal. I mean, 43 kills for Slasher, 40 for Replays, 36 for Temp. Really Hook. A little slow to start there with just 29 kills. For now, though, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, we're in map number 2, Search and Destroy.